the idea was, if we're going to throw a drift event here, it's got to be its own full-blown experience. It's got to be a premium experience. So the concept of the event has just been a weekend-long banger drift event, and I think we pulled that off.
Little Talladega, it's a big ass fucking party.
So yeah, it's a private invitational event here at the Drift Mansion. It's kind of a first run at one this big since the new expansion. So everybody was invited, a few months ago and had their opportunities to commit to coming to the event. And here we are.
Oh, it's awesome. It's almost like being at a pro event with, I guess, not the stress of having to compete.
It's just crazy. This place is like a dreamland.
Something I've absolutely never done. Testing out new track layouts, new pavement, and having a blast.
We have expanded upon it. We've made it better in a lot of ways, bigger in a lot of ways. It's wider now than it was, but it's a full commitment area. You need to have full car control at all times back there. You have to be able to coordinate your throttle, your foot brake, your clutch, your hand brake immediately and when you need to do it to navigate that. And it's a struggle for a lot of really invested drivers.
Yeah, I've never had that type of experience. So when you get up on it, it really wants to push you down kind of feeling. It just feels like the car's wanting that forward bite. So you really had to throw speed at it is what I was getting. It's definitely, this whole thing has been a learning experience for me as a driver. Just because the different layouts, basically every 2 hours, they're switching up the layouts. So it was just, I learned a lot. Even with the car busted down, I learned so much. And I'm proud of it. Man, it's been a trooper,
There's people from Wisconsin, there's people from Florida, there's people from Texas. I mean, it's all over the country. Everybody's here to drive. This event, people can all drive usually. Scott and all the guys actually vet people. It's not just Joe Schmo in a piece of shit car coming up and tagging your shit, so that's really cool.
I mean, people drove from all over the place, and when they got here, not only did they have a blast, but then after the track went cold, to hear them say man, I thought this was gonna be a cool place, but it super exceeds anything any expectations I had have just been blown out of the water. And I feel the same way. The first time I came here, as soon as we left, the entire drive home, we're in the truck discussing, how do we get back there? How do we get back there? When's the soonest we can get back there? So I think to see at the end of the day, the drivers come up and be like, you guys killed it. This place is crazy. I can't wait to be back. Not a single oh man, I kind of wish I wouldn't have drove 16 hours for this. I didn't get any of those vibes. So I think that was probably my favorite part. Because running a big project like this too, I want to be successful at it, so.
Scott and Grip Royal and his team have been on board literally since day one. None of this out here would be possible without them. The recent track expansion and the more effort to focus on having a drifting program here is solely thanks to Scott and his team and his involvement. Without them, I wouldn't have the confidence or really the ability to do what we're trying to do out here and what we just did this weekend.
Little Talladega, it's weird because it has two names, right? But like Little Talladega is the bed and breakfast. The track is not just for drifting. You can ride go-karts, you can come and ride side-by-sides and four-wheelers. There's a dirt track. You can fish, you can play baseball if you wanted to, or tennis, and that's what Little Talladega is. But then as far as when we come out here and throw the cars on the track, that's the Drift Mansion, you know.
Okay on that?
What happened?
So,
I
steer.
suck. I don't know.
Scott, you want me to run?
Hey, we're here.
Exactly like that.
The mansion.
$500.
Yep. How's it going?
$1,200 for the whole.
It's hot.
Yep.
The cars are hot.
Yep.
But the track is great, amazing. It's perfect.
Now cold
This weekend was probably some of the best driving I've experienced in ever, really. I've been drifting for like 3 or 4 years now, and yeah, this is probably one of the greatest events I've ever been to, for sure. Yeah, I mean, just the environment. Of course, like being at the Drift Mansion too, it's a bucket list thing of mine, and when I got invited, like I couldn't tell you how stoked I was. How stoked I am now, you know, after driving here.
There's nothing else like it. I mean, it's you're drifting around a house that's not normal, but also it's a pretty quality track for it to be at a house. Like, it's not even if the house wasn't there, it would still be fun to drive. And then just the whole, I hate to use the word, but the whole vibe of the event was just good. You know, everybody was just here to have a good time. It's not competition. You can win prizes, but it's not for your driving. So everybody's just kind of on the same level and just trying to put some good runs.
There's no doing this on your own. So to the companies, to all the people that made this possible, to the locals, to anybody that's ever moved a piece of dirt out here, picked up a shovel, you know, thank you. Thank you Scott, thank you Grip Royal, thank you to the companies that got behind this, thank you to everybody that's ever stepped foot here and asked, what can I help you with, what can I do? These guys put in work that you couldn't imagine into this place. I mean, they are just as invested into here as I am, and it really shows when everything comes together. Everybody's been safe, and every idea and every aspect of every little thing has been thought about so much, and we learn as we go what we need to change. But for the first real big one that we just did, you know, outside looking in, it was pretty smooth. I feel like this execution on this first one literally could not have gone any better.
I would call this weekend a success, for sure. It's a drift event. Stuff's gonna happen. Cars are gonna go off. People are gonna bump each other, and somebody's gonna break something. That's drifting. That's any motorsport, right? So as far as how the weekend went, I would say it was pretty smooth sailing. You know, couple barriers got tapped. A couple cars went off, but they ended up fixing their stuff and getting right back out there. So I'll take that as no failures. But yes, the goal is to do more of these more frequently and get more and more people out here to, one, experience this place, but also offer them the opportunity to be on this track.
They keep doing these, it's only going to grow. I think the drivers list will fill up a lot quicker every time.